Hartford, giving up 1 run and striking out 12 batters. Ian Kinsler standing in and taking strike 1. Rangers able to take the first game of this series. They have a 3.5 game lead now atop the American League West. And a pop-up down the first base line. Euchel is coming down to make the grab for out number 1. Here's how the Red Sox align defensively from left to right across the outfield. It's Jason Bay, Jacoby Ellsbury, and Rocco Baldelli. Third to first, Mike Lowell. Nick Green in there at shortstop tonight, with Dustin Pedroia at second base. Kevin Youkilis at first. Jason Varitek doing the catching for John Lester. Red Sox fielding percentage at .982. That's good for 12th in the American League. Ron Kulpa has the plate for the umpires, calling the balls and strikes. Tim Timmons at first base, Rob Drake at second base, and Jeff Kellogg is the umpire at third. Michael Young is the batter, and he takes ball 1.
Well, Texas can come at you with a right-handed lineup. You see tonight, the only left-handed bat in there is Chris Davis, still playing first base. So, not that left-handed batters have. They've fared pretty well off Lester this year. You think about it. He's given up a few home runs to them, but this is a tough right-handed lineup for Lester.
Short right, and Baldelli wandering in, puts it away for out number 2. We want to remind you that we're available. This telecast can be heard in Spanish by selecting the SAP button on your television remote. Enjoy the game. Comfortable conditions here at Fenway Park tonight. 65 degrees. The breeze out from right to left, actually, across Fenway Park. And clear is the forecast for tonight, and that's exactly what is above Fenway Park on this New Hampshire day. 2 outs in the top of the first inning, and Andrew Jones, who did not play in the first game of the series last night, back in there. Swing and a miss. Heck, so much has been made. What a cut that was. So much has been made about David Ortiz and guys who kind of lose your skills. And Andrew Jones appeared to be one of those guys over the last couple of years.
Oh, incredible with Los Angeles last year. I mean, this guy went from hitting almost 50 home runs to doing absolutely nothing with LA last year, and they won in spite of him. They got lucky enough to get rid of him. And Texas is, he's doing decent this year. He got 5 home runs. But you look at his numbers career-wise, this guy's had a great career and just all of a sudden just fell out of sight.
Look at some of the years that he had as a member of the Atlanta Braves. It's hard to imagine that it's the same guy.
Great center fielder, Golden Glover. Go and get it.
Down the right field line, foul. 98 that time from Lester, who's throwing hard tonight.
Some thought that Jones was out of shape. Got a little puffy. You just don't know when that time is. He's still young. You think about it. He was in the World Series. Youngest guy to hit a home run in the World Series back in 1996. I think he was 19 years old.
He's only 31 now.
Right.
Swing and a miss. Badly fooled. First strikeout for John Lester. A 1-2-3 first on New Hampshire Day from Fenway. And their lineup is brought to you by New England Chevy dealers. Dustin Pedroia leads it off at second base with Jacoby Ellsbury in the 2 spot, and in center field, Kevin Youkilis at first base with Jason Bay in left in the cleanup spot. Mike Lowell at third base, David Ortiz the DH. Jason Varitek bats 7th and does the catching. Rocco Baldelli inserted in the Red Sox lineup tonight is in right, and Nick Green at shortstop bats 9th. Red Sox dealing with a young left-hander tonight in Derek Holland, who makes an appearance in his 12th game of the year, but it's only his 3rd start. Worked out of the bullpen in each of his last 2 appearances. His last start was a loss against the Yankees in a 5-inning effort. Homegrown throughout the system, a 25th round pick in 2006. And this experience in the majors, his first. And it's ball 1 to Dustin Pedroia, who leads it off again tonight for the Red Sox.
He's got to be pumping out there. He had Fenway Park. Once again, it's another kid we saw from Toronto come here and pitch a game. I forget his name all of a sudden.
I do too. Kid. Don't ask me.
I shouldn't have asked you. Young left-hander that threw the ball pretty well, and then all of a sudden we hit 4 home runs off him. Remember? Boom, 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 boom. So he's only went 5 innings before you saw against New York. You can't imagine him going any more than that.
He was just 22 years of age. It was 1-1, a slap foul off to the right, 1-2. It was hard, 96 miles per hour at that last delivery.
Well, you know he's got to have a good arm. He wouldn't be here if he didn't have that kind of gas. It's a matter of whether he can get his breaking ball under control.
In tight, it's 2-2, 97 that time. So he's getting it up there in a hurry.
He's slinging it up there.
They play for Pedroia to go the other way. Ellsbury sliding into that 2 spot in the Red Sox order. Bit of a sore shoulder for J.D. Drew. As Pedroia sends it back up the middle. Kinsler, good rangy play. And an off-balance throw to get Dustin Pedroia at first base. Here's how the Rangers line up. Brandon Boggs in left field with Marlon Byrd in center. Nelson Cruz in right. Third to first, it's Michael Young, Elvis Andrus. Ian Kinsler at second, Chris Davis at first, and Jared Saltalamacchia does the catching. Rangers defense has been pretty good, although they slide to 7th. In on the grass at third is Michael Young with 1 out here in the bottom of the 1st inning. And it's ball 1 to Jacoby Ellsbury.
Kind of strange how the lineup has changed a little bit. You see Ellsbury batting 2nd after being 7th for a few days. No reason really Francona gave us.
Chop just short. Andrus rounds behind it. The throw is in time to get the speedy Ellsbury.
You know, Drew's shoulder's sore, but at the same time you think, why wouldn't he be up there at some point anyway? The way he's been going, he's on base. If we've done it, you know, we've looked at Ellsbury over the last couple of weeks. I mean, he's been doing everything he can to not, you know, I don't understand why he's not in the leadoff spot to begin with, but things are going well. So mix and match a little bit, see what happens. I don't think they're ever locked into anything in their lineup at this point.
No, you're right, though. You would think if you're going to put him up top, just slide Pedroia back to where he's been in the past.
Why not have him lead off? I don't quite understand. No big deal.
We'll see how it shakes down. Youkilis takes a pitch inside, and it evens up at 1-1. A .352 batting average to start the night for Kevin Youkilis. 3rd in the American League in that category now. Jason Bartlett still on top. Miguel Cabrera 2nd. As Youkilis offers it the 96-mile-per-hour fastball up and away.
You see that live fastball right there. They have not seen him. The kid I was thinking about is Cecil from Toronto.
Brett Cecil, I remember him.
Yes. I was going to get that. I was not going to get. I had to find out. Little left-hander that gave up 5 home runs when they came in town here. I don't even know if he's still in their rotation. Haven't paid attention enough to that.
Youkilis to center field. Marlon Byrd started in, now goes back and makes the catch out there in center field. And it's a 1-2-3 first. Scoreless from Fenway after 1. Second inning as the Red Sox and Rangers play game 2 of this series. And Nelson Cruz fouls off the first pitch from John Lester. A birthday wish and a get well soon Remdog. As the Red Sox and Rangers play the middle game of this 3-game series. Swing and a miss, and it's 0-2.
There's that patented cutter. That's a big cutter right there. It almost looks like a slider. It's a punch-out pitch is what it is. We saw so many strikeouts last time against Toronto, and this is how you get them to a right-handed hitter. Tight little slider down and in, cutter.
The league leaders are brought to you by Olympia Sports. And the offensive ranks for this Texas Rangers team that has been hit pretty good to get this season started. On Washington's team with a 3.5-game lead atop the American League West. Most imagine the Angels would be on top. What a start here for John Lester. He strikes out Cruz. Second K for Lester.
Lester can have that outside corner anytime he wants it. It's like if you just dot this corner, you've got yourself a strikeout. Easier said than done to do that because he has everybody so conscious of the ball inside, right-handed hitters, that he can do that all night. He's going to get a ton of punch-outs.
He's retired the first 4 Rangers he's faced tonight. And here's Marlon Byrd. Rangers center fielder up over 300 at 301 to start the night. On the ground to third base, Mike Lowell with his second out of the inning. Join Tim Wakefield and Jason Varitek Monday night as they host their annual charity fundraiser, Pitching In for Kids. It's celebrity poker night at Ned Devine's in Faneuil Hall. And the participants include Bill Belichick, the Celtics' Brian Scalabrine, Todd English, current Red Sox players, and more. There'll be live, silent, and live auctions, music, dancing, great food, poker, and much more. To find out how to attend, visit pitchinginforkids.org now.
Wake's been doing that for quite some time now, hasn't he? This is not the first year. This has been going on quite a while.
He and Jason Varitek both. And it has been amazing what both have been able to do in this community for a long time. As this one is back up the middle, Green quickly with it. And it's a quick second inning for John Lester. He's retired 6 in a row to start the night. Bottom of the second inning back at Fenway Park. No score as Derek Holland returns to the mound. He had a 1-2-3 first inning. 12 pitches. Jason Bay greets him for the second as Bay takes strike one. Lowell and Ortiz here in the second inning. And Jason with 16 home runs on the year.
What a big advantage it is to be a young kid like this with a good arm, whether he knows it or not. Coming in here, they have to take a look at you. They don't know your velocity. Just see him throw a little changeup right there that Bay has never seen. High gas right here. Good pitch.
You can see why they're planning on having big things for him, and they're excited about his progress already.
A left-hander with like 95.
It's all good.
It's all good from there. With tight slider down.
Takes care of Jason Bay. First strikeout for Holland. 1 down.
This pitch is hard to lay off of. After a high fastball, you think this ball is going to be in the strike zone. Drops a slider on you.
Tom Hicks, the owner of the Texas Rangers, on hand and right by his dugout on the third base side. 1 down. Mike Lowell. Lowell, a .301 batting average coming into tonight's action with 8 homers, 36 runs batted in. We talked a great deal last night about Nolan Ryan taking over as president of this team and the philosophies that have changed, but he's got to be happy about Derek Holland and his progress coming along as they try to get this pitching for the first time in a long time under control.
Well, I don't think this kid is going to be destined to be a starter necessarily this year. I think he was thrown into this because he looks like he's got a nice arm for the bullpen right now.
Lowell jolts this down the left field line and gone. Should be. Was on top. So far they're saying no, but that's out of here. Jeff Kellogg says that it stays in the yard, but it's up on that top of the wall thing and then hit. We've been down this road before. It's a home run.
Oh, this ball's gone. This ball definitely is gone. Might even hit somebody's hand.
It's that little ledge right on top.
Was it the ledge or somebody's hand?
The third base umpire Kellogg made the call, and he's ledge.
No, it was the ledge.
Yep.
Well, they'll find out. I thought the girl in the white touched it with her hand, missed her hand, hit the ledge. It's definitely gone.
It'll be home run number 9 of the year for Mike Lowell. Let's see if they go check it out.
I don't even think they're going to use it. Well, I guess they have to be careful. It's amazing how many times they've done this over the course of the last, week, 10 days?
This is the 3rd time at Fenway Park in the last 2 homestands.
The ball's gone. There's no doubt about that.
Crew chief is Jeff Kellogg, the guy that made the call down the third baseline.
Kind of wrecks your home run trot, doesn't it?
It does. Well, it's delayed. But he'll be happy about it when it's all said and done.
How do you style from second on home? You break it down. It's already broken down by 2 bases.
You have less room to style.
Yeah. I'm going to hit a bomb. I need to run all the way around. Seriously. The only bomb you're going to hit, you have to wait there at second base.
Well, Mike's done this a few times before, so
yeah.
You won't mind as this is under review.
I didn't have a good trot to begin with.
Well, you tell me your hands were really high.
Yeah, when you hit a home run, you got to be cool. You got to have your hands down low. You can't have them real high.
You were high stepping.
I was high stepping. I was so excited I couldn't keep my hands down. He knows it's gone.
Brad Penny, who likely saw it in the clubhouse, letting him know they can go around. It's time now for the Coors Light Freeze Cam, and we'll see it for ourselves.
Ball down and in right there. He hits a shot. Ball didn't get very high, just got high enough to go over the wall. Barely went over the wall.
Coors Light Freeze Cam brought to you by Frost Brewed Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer.
She wouldn't know what to do if that ball was right at her, would she?
Well, that ledge has come into play a couple of times now because once it's ledge, it comes right back. Kellogg has got it right. Home run for Mike Lowell. He'll make his way around. Red Sox lead it 1-0.
Half a home run trot. Good enough. 9th home run of the season. Well, we've seen a lot of this. Back in the olden days when they had the net up there, I don't think it would have been as clear without that little ledge.
Well, for Kellogg and this umpiring crew, they got it right. Jeff Kellogg is the crew chief.
We could see it from here.
I think it's tough for them, though, looking up there at that ledge.
It's probably easier for us than it is for them.
Exactly right. Because think about where they're standing on the field, looking up at the top of the wall. And the way it comes back, you're not always sure.
Yeah, true.
Because it does ricochet. And it's that ledge that it ricochets off of.
They got the padding up there off the ledge, too. So it kind of doesn't kick as much off of there.
David Ortiz batting with the bases empty, 1 out. David with a 188 batting average. The shift on, and it's in tight. And short right is Ian Kinsler, the second baseman for the Rangers. It's a long throw if he gets it out there in short right field.
But we've seen that a number of times over the past couple of weeks. David, bad luck occasionally.
And Ortiz fouling it off himself, and that hurt.
You don't see this happen that much to Ortiz, where he fouls balls off his feet. This ball is going to get fouled off that front instep. Barking.
Well, as you know, it's New Hampshire Day here at Fenway Park, and as part of that celebration, Jim Wright, president of Dartmouth College, threw out the ceremonial first pitch before the game tonight. He's retiring next month after 11 years as president, so congrats to Jim. On this New Hampshire Day from Fenway Park, Ortiz through the shift and into right field. Ortiz is, with a wide turn at first, going to hold up with a single right through the shift. And Ortiz aboard with a base hit in his first at bat tonight.
What a nice swing this is. He gets a fastball down and in, and he puts a swing on this. Ball ran out over the middle a little bit, but look at this swing. This is the old David Ortiz. This ball is shot up the middle. No one's going to catch this thing. If he gets a glove on it, he's got a shot. That ball's hit just too hard. Got to feel good about that swing.
So at first with 1 down, and Jason Varitek coming up. Varitek with 10 homers, 24 runs batted in. He takes ball 1 up. 5 walks in the last 5 games for Varitek. Had a base hit last night, a double, 1 for 4. It's on the corner for strike 1. 1-1.
See a nice changeup by Holland right there. Most everybody's got to get a look at him. Second time around will be a different story maybe, but
mentioned Holland, 22 years of age. His 3rd start here tonight, 12th appearance of the year.
He's getting experience fast. Talk about facing the Yankees, his last start. Now the Red Sox is next.
Falls behind 3-1. Varitek on the ground and into left field, a base hit. Ortiz to second base, and it's 3 straight hits for the Red Sox. First and second now, 1 down.
Jason gets a fastball. Got to throw him a fastball. 3-1 looking fastball. It's a hole between short and third. Great big hole between short and third there. This young kid out there, 22 years old, he has a hard time throwing anything off speed over the plate. Got to come in there. He's going to get knocked around a little bit.
He's got 2 on, 1 out, and Rocco Baldelli, the batter.
Not exactly trying to paint out there. He's just letting it fly for the most part.
This is inside ball 1. So throwing hard. Gave up a home run to Mike Lowell with 1 out in the inning. Back-to-back base hits for Ortiz and Varitek. Baldelli to right field. Cruz coming in. He's going to make the catch. Thought about firing it somewhere back into the infield, trying to double off one of the Red Sox runners, but everybody gets back. Baldelli retired, and there's 2 down. Well, Hess is proud sponsor of the Red Sox and the Red Sox on Nesson during the 2009 Red Sox season. Hess and Hess Express will donate $500 to the Red Sox Foundation for every home run hit by the Red Sox. Hess committed to helping the cause. 2 down, first and second. Nick Green, the batter. Green at 288 as he starts tonight with a home run. 17 runs batted in.
Starts him off with a changeup right there, swinging like he's going to look for his 95. Doesn't get it. This kid Hollins hasn't had any experience, probably less, maybe a year and a half in the minor leagues. I mean, he's here so quickly.
It's amazing how quick some of these guys are coming through now. There's not a lot of time in the minor leagues anymore.
Too quick to me. He's not ready. That's why he needs to get his feet wet in the bullpen. You know, maybe getting out left-handed hitters for a year.
Strikes out Nick Green and ends the inning. A home run in the inning for Lowell has the Red Sox on top 1-0. Third inning back at Fenway Park. Elijah Dushku is in the house. Watertown's own. We had her join us on Jimmy Fun Day here at Fenway Park a couple of years ago. In town to watch the Red Sox play tonight. It's 1-0 Boston as we play along to the third inning. Chris Davis, Jared Saltalamacchia, Elvis Andrus to bat here in the third inning.
Lester got it going on tonight. Not that many pitches. You talk about 17 right now going into the third inning. We've seen this last night with Penny having a great first 4 innings, probably as good as we've seen him. You know how quickly that can just disappear, so you don't want to get carried away talking about Lester too early tonight.
And that's the thing with Lester. Prior to that last outing against Toronto, it was 1 inning that was doing him in.
Right.
He was pitching well, and all of a sudden a sequence of events take place, and all of a sudden you're 4 or 5 runs later.
It's kind of been his year. One bad inning.
And last year kind of a so-so start, and then he really kicked it in. was 2-2 and then went 14-4 the rest of the way. He really does have it going on tonight. He strikes out Chris Davis, third K of the night for Lester.
Not trying to paint or anything. 1-2 pitch, just pours this fastball in there saying, hit this. No chance. Got the right guy up there, too. That's about his 82nd punch out this year, Davis. It's a ton of punch outs. He's on a pace for 200 and something.
So one out for Jared Saltalamacchia. Catches back-to-back games here for the Rangers. 248 hitter, 5 homers, 23 runs batted in. And the swing and a miss, 95 and elevated.
And he's late too. Not even close. After that swing, he makes him not want to throw anything soft.
7 of 8 first pitch strikes for Lester. And you can see his pace right now too.
He's
getting it and throwing it.
I'm looking gas, and he's throwing a hook. Bang, look at that hook. He had no idea. Just do a fastball by him, now a hook. He's just trying to not look bad this at bat right now. If I'm a hitter, paint him, he's out. He can have that corner all day long. I say it every time he pitches. I say, well, just throw the ball in the outside corner. And I don't mean that's all you have to do is throw it in the outside corner. You have to do something to get to that. But it's with 2 strikes, it's always sitting there for him.
It's available.
Is it? It's available. Exactly. I'm telling you.
The 1-2 and a swing and a miss.
Too.
Saltalamacchia was the 4th strikeout victim for John Lester, and it's back-to-back Ks to open up the 3rd.
You see this hook right here. You're tempted to throw a hook too, but the way he swung at the first one. But he's a strikeout machine, Lester. You see him 12 last time out, and now he's got it going on again tonight. His 3rd punch out, 4th punch out. I'll tell you what, you get that strikeout mode sometimes, and you get away from you're trying to punch guys out. You want to stay away from that sometimes because you can get an out a lot easier. But it's tempting when you're throwing the ball so good like that.
You got 12 of them last time out against the Toronto Blue Jays.
You didn't want anybody to hit it. Talk about contact. I'm not pitching no contact. I'm trying to punch people out. And it gets away from you sometimes. You try to power pitch too much.
Pitch 25 of the night for Lester with 2 outs in the 3rd. Andrus makes contact, but it's to center, and Ellsbury is right there. It's a 1-2-3 third, a 1-0 Red Sox lead after 2.5. Red Sox on top 1-0 thanks to Mike Lowell's home run. Red Sox batting here. The top of the order, Dustin Pedroia. Who grounded out to Ian Kinsler at second base first time up. Pedroia, Ellsbury, and Youkilis. Just outside, 1-1. Holland threw 34 pitches through the first 2 innings. The home run to Lowell followed by back-to-back singles by Ortiz and Veritek. And he settled down to get Baldelli and then struck out Green to end the 2nd inning. Now Pedroia takes ball 2. Swing and a miss, and it's 2-2. Let's check out the catch of the day from the first inning as Dustin Pedroia fouling one off to the right. A nice grab up there in the first row. The box seats on top. It was D'Angelo's Lobster Nation catch of the day. Find your best catch of the day at D'Angelo's. Their famous lobster lineup is back, loaded with 100% real lobster. Try the lobster roll, the baked stuffed lobster, or the lobster sandwich. Come on, you deserve D'Angelo's. And remember to check out the post-game show on Friday nights to see who gets the best catch of the week.
It didn't take very long, huh? Pedroia, the first batter, probably the first foul ball. The guy caught it.
Right out of the gate.
We got a winner.
You got to be ready.
Yeah.
3-2, and Pedroia strikes out. 3rd K for Holland. And the first out here at the 3rd inning.
Pedroia 3-2 pitch. He's looking fastball, and he gets it. And this ball has got some gas on it. Ball cuts a little bit inside corner. He missed in this at bat badly with fastballs, and he still thought he's got to come right down the middle, but the ball just moved a little bit. 96 miles an hour. Looking fastballs. Got to have some movement.
Ellsbury stands in and takes strike 1. Grounded out to shortstop in the first inning. Slow roller down the first baseline, foul.
This kid could be effectively wild. You saw the at bat against Pedroia. Fastball, he's launching balls, coming inside corner, outside corner. Then he might paint you. I mean, this is tough kid to face because he's got some hair, so you got to respect the gas. But you don't know where it's going. This is not mediocre cheese. This guy's throwing pretty hard.
On the ground towards shortstop, Andrus to his right. And Ellsbury's out, number 2 of the inning. The premium suites have just been released for next week's games against the New York Yankees. A limited number of pavilion suites for 20 to 25 guests. And some of the smaller all-inclusive premium packages have recently become available for some of June's most sought-after games, including the Braves, Marlins, and even next week's series against the Yankees. For more information, call 617-226-6025, or you can email premiumsales@redsox.com tonight. Now 2 down here in the bottom of the 3rd inning, and Youkilis down in the count 0-1. Look at some of those premium seats on a beautiful night from Fenway Park.
I'm not giving this kid enough credit. He's got a good arm. He threw Youkilis a breaking ball to start him off. His fastball is moving, cutting. I don't know if he's doing it on purpose. He's got life in this arm. You know, Maddox, the pitching coach, said before the game, he's got some life. He wasn't kidding. This kid's got life in his arm. Fastball.
So you're digging his cheese.
I like his cheese, but his breaking ball looks like he slows down a little bit to throw his breaking ball. You know, Lowell hit a breaking ball.
Is that what you're saying?
Lowell hit a breaking ball out on him. I was surprised. I don't know if he's tipping it or not, but
well, for Lowell, the home run is the difference in this game. His 9th home run of the year. Nicholas rolls it over foul, and it's 1-2.
I'm assuming they have tape on him. I mean, nowadays they have tape on everybody. You know, whatever it was, if he's thrown in the big leagues, they've got tape of it.
As I mentioned, his last appearance was a relief appearance against the Yankees through 34 pitches in their recent series against New York. They were there before they came here. And Youkilis strikes out. 4th case for Holland, a 1-2-3 inning and a 1-0 Red Sox lead. Fourth inning from Fenway is Ian Kinsler at the top of the Rangers order. Leads it off with a swing and a miss. John Lester has struck out 4. He's retired the first 9 Texas Rangers that he has faced here tonight on just 26 pitches. Kinsler will be followed by Young and Jones here in the 4th. As this skips in for ball 1.
His first changeup of the night, misfired, but a little cutter first pitch, changeup next pitch. You know, is he not only featuring his gas, which I think he throws so much harder now than he did a couple years back. And I was going to ask you what you thought, but you know, you talk about John when he first came up, his velocity. You see a fastball right there, 96.
You know what? In my opinion, I think John has said this too. His velocity, certainly after he came back from the cancer treatments, was not close to where it had been. But we had heard for years about his velocity in the minor leagues that we didn't see prior to him coming back from.
Well, we saw it at the end of last year, and you see they're nasty right there.
He strikes out Kinsler. It's 5 strikeouts, and there's 1 down in the 4th.
This curveball has been good along with his gas. See a curveball straight down. Not even close. You see hitters miss it by that much. It's a good one. And he's had several good curveballs tonight. He's throwing everything.
So 1 down here in the 4th inning. But that was one thing that Terry Francona talked about when he arrived, was that, you know, they'd heard about so much about his velocity in the minor leagues that he didn't have here initially. Now he does.
All we talked about when he got here was he's throwing too many pitches. He's taking too much time. And, you know, after the cancer, he did come back slowly but surely. But last year he got stronger. I mean, after June on, he was just bringing it.
And really, if you think about it, at the end of 2007, and of course, he pitched Game 4 of the World Series, it seemed like the velocity was there then, too. But it took until the end of the year to really get it back. And you got to credit Terry Francona and the Red Sox for easing him back in when John was ready to go in spring training after those treatments. But the Red Sox said, whoa, let's hold off. And
he looks bigger.
Let's send it to Heidi Watney. Heidi?
John Smoltz made his 4th rehab start tonight at Pawtucket. He threw 6 innings, giving up just 1 run on 1 hit with 2 walks and 3 strikeouts. He threw 74 pitches in the outing. He's likely going to make 1 more rehab start with Pawtucket before joining the Sox rotation, likely on June 16th against the Florida Marlins. Don?
Thanks, Heidi.
That's news to me. June 16th.
This was the middle of June as expected. That's what kind of they've been hoping for.
Here he comes. He didn't do too bad tonight. What, 1 hit?
The 2-2 pitch to Young is outside. It's ball 3. They play for Young to go the other way. Ellsbury a step or 2 towards right center. Good sized gap out there in left center for Young.
Deep in right center. Right field, I mean. Got good power that way.
Swing and a miss. Lester's got 6 strikeouts. He's retired the first 11 batters of the night.
Not afraid to drop a 3-2 backdoor cutter on him. Down and away. Look at that silly swing. Just not going to feature gas right at you. 3-2. These are two good hitters he just punched out right there.
Just 35 pitches deep. And he's retired 11 batters. Here's Andrew Jones, who struck out swinging in the 1st inning. And takes strike 1.
Kind of scary the way he's pitching with the curveball anytime he wants it. Cutter, gas.
It's all working.
It's all working.
And it's 0-2.
Curveball, cutter. Now what do you do? Pretty much anything you want. Talk about 1-2 starters. You can see Beckett right there and Lester. They're both out of the same mold. Power pitchers.
Swing and a miss. Strikes out Andrew Jones. Strikes out the side. 3.5 done. 1-0 Boston. Bottom of the fourth inning, Jason Bay, Mike Lowell, and David Ortiz try their luck against Derek Holland, who is back out there. He retired the side in order in the third inning. This is pitch number 50 of the night for the young left-hander. And it gets it by Bay, 95 miles per hour, and it's quickly 0-2.
That fastball is not straight. You saw it. It's just sort of cut down and in.
To center field. Bird now to left center, and he makes the catch for the first out of the inning. Hurry into Olympia Sports. Spend $75 or more on licensed Major League Baseball merchandise and get a $15 Olympia Sports bonus card. This promotion ends June 23rd. Olympia Sports, get it for less. We're talking about rookie pitchers who pitch for the first time at Fenway Park, and you can imagine the nervousness. He appears to be settling in as this outing goes and getting better.
He's not trying to paint, believe me. He's trying to middle as hard as I can. It just so happens to cut sometimes. And he's got a decent little breaking ball. Just has to show it occasionally.
Lowell, who homered the first time, lifts a fly ball to right. Nelson Cruz puts it away. And there's 2 up and 2 down here in the fourth. Seven in a row. Retired now by Holland, and Big Poppy coming up again. He singled through the shift on the right side into right center field his first time up, and possesses one of 3 Boston hits in the game tonight.
It can't be an easy at bat off this kid. Getting a base hit the first time is an accomplishment. Think about it. Not knowing exactly where this kid's fastball's going. Paintball right there out of nowhere.
He's starting to get it together here. Hits in 5 straight games, as that one is framed by Saltalamacchia, but it's ball 2.
Back to the fastball. 2-1. Just let it fly. No, another slider. Trickmaster.
Ball 3. Retired 7 batters in a row.
Not afraid to throw right-handers fastballs, and all of a sudden left-hander he throws him a couple of breaking balls.
And misses outside the first free pass allowed by Holland. It's time for tonight's trivia question, and it's brought to you by Aflac. We've got you under our wing. Question tonight is, who is the last New Hampshire-born Red Sox player on this New Hampshire day from Fenway Park? We'll have the answer for you a little bit later. So 2 down. David Ortiz at first base, and Jason Varitek, who singled to left field his first time up, gets his second look at Derek Holland.
Back to the fastball. Funny how he just almost was afraid of Ortiz, the way he pitched to Ortiz. Gently, carefully. You know, maybe Ortiz has seen the ball a little better tonight.
I was going to ask you, is that reputation, or, I mean, this is a guy who's facing these guys for the first time.
It's funny, a young kid, 22 years old, comes in here and says, David Ortiz. Like, uh-oh.
That's what I mean, you know? I mean,
he hasn't been reading the paper. He's just scared to death of
it's
him.
David Ortiz.
Yeah. He's just occasionally wild.
Inside, it's 1-2. David Ortiz with a walk, and you know when David's at his best, he's walking quite a bit and is selected. It's just the first walk in the last 5 games for David. On the ground to third base, Young to his left to second, and that will end the 4th inning. We've played 4 from Fenway. It's 1-0 Red Sox. John Lester has retired the first 12 batters that he has faced tonight. 7 strikeouts for John Lester, who's had an outstanding beginning to this outing. Remember, he struck out 12 in his last outing against the Toronto Blue Jays, and he continues to strike out batters tonight. AT&T, the nation's fastest 3G network. AT&T, your world delivered. It's the 5th inning. Nelson Cruz leads it off for these Texas Rangers, and it's a 1-0 count to the Rangers right fielder. Fouls it off and evens the count at 1-1.
You know, I watch this game right now, and I tell you, I don't know what he's going to throw next. I mean, I don't know what these hitters can even think about. I mean, you got to respect his fastball, and they know that he likes to come inside with that cutter. But tonight he's got the curveball, occasional changeup, and the cutter, and the gas is 95. So his guess is as good as mine. I don't know what he's going to do.
Fly ball right field. Rocco Baldelli puts it away for out number 1 of the 5th. Tonight, after our Red Sox coverage, stay with Nesson for Sports Desk, presented by FW Web. Find FW Web's 27 Bath Centers at frankweb.com. See all the highlights and get the details of John Smoltz' rehab start in Pawtucket tonight against Durham. Plus, the 3rd leg of the Triple Crown is today with the Belmont Stakes, and see who will take control of the Stanley Cup Finals as the Red Wings and Penguins face off in Game 5. It's all coming up tonight after our Red Sox coverage, only on Nesson. 1 out from Marlon Byrd, who grounded out his first time up. The percentage of strikes for John Lester has been amazing. So is the minimum number of pitches that he has really thrown in. He's got 1 out in the 5th on 43 pitches. Now, of the 43 pitches, 31 have been strikes.
I mean, it's hard to punch out as many guys as he has. What, 7 punch outs and only have 43 pitches? That's hard to do.
72% strikes so far as he misses inside.
It's not like he's throwing the ball right down the middle. He's in and out. Biting here. Curveball there.
Strike 2 there, and it's 2-2.
See a cutter down, straight down. Look at that swing. Some of the funkiest swings you've seen tonight on just a cutter. That's just a cutter. It's not like this trick pitch. It's just. It's not like a changeup that you're off balance. They're having funny swings at cutters.
Runs it foul. Do it again. 2-2.
See if he drops a hook on him right here to try to punch him out, or does he dot the outside corner with a piece of cheese? Take your choice.
I vote cheese.
I wish I could throw like this. I could anything I want. I think I'll do this right now. A little cutter inside.
And it strikes out Marlon Byrd. It's 8 Ks for Lester, and there's 2 outs in the 5th. He's in the zone right now.
He really is. That ball must look like it's coming right there and absolutely disappears. You see this ball biting down by his shoe tops almost. Swings over the top of it like that. Not even close. The velocity and the cut on that ball is incredible. These are right-handed hitters. All good right-handed hitters swinging like that.
2 down here in the top half of the 5th inning. Brandon Boggs, who grounded out to shortstop first time up. Take strike 1.
Then you take it and it's a strike. He's got the ball and he's ready to throw. The cutter back door.
11 of 14 first pitch strikes for John Lester, as with 2 outs here in the 5th inning, a 1-1 pitch to Boggs. Pop-up foul that'll get out of play. 1-2.
What do you call right here, Don? What do you want?
Everything's working.
What do you want?
I want the cheese.
You want the cheese?
I like the cheese.
I like the cheese too, but
when in doubt, go with the cheese.
But the punch out is not necessarily the cheese tonight. It's that cutter you saw last time to Byrd. That would probably be the pitch to punch him out. But he can have that outside corner anytime he wants to.
The cheese. Oh.
97. Tell you, thinking cutter down and in, he throws you a piece of cheese, just misses down and away right here. A little farther out than I thought. Do it again.
Breaking ball. He strikes him out. 9 Ks for Lester. He's locked in from Fenway. It's 1-0 Red Sox. One nothing Red Sox. Rocco Baldelli leads it off for the Red Sox here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Then Nick Green and Dustin Pedroia. It's been lost in the effort by Lester has been the pitching performance for Derek Holland, the young 22-year-old for the Texas Rangers, who has pitched very well here tonight through the first 4.
Well, he's trying to keep up with Lester. I mean, I'll tell you, when I used to pitch against good pitchers, it would make me a better pitcher. It just was. I mean, I would just be as good as I can be, and most of the time you're right back out there anyway. That has something to do with it. You don't have to wait a long time because you're not getting any runs.
Into left field and a base hit for Rocco Baldelli. Lined out hard first time up. This time he's got a base hit to show for it.
Well, he knows a fastball is coming here, 2-0. He knows what to do with it. Great fastball hitter. High fastball, yanks it in that hole. He couldn't wait to swing right there. He knew a fastball was coming. That kid's not going to try to trick you 2-0.
Lead runner on for the Red Sox here in the 5th, and here's Nick Green. Struck out swinging against Holland in the 2nd inning. In the grass at third is Michael Young. Green swinging away, broken back, grounded to short. Andrus to second for 1. That's all they'll get. The barrel of the bat ended up down near Michael Young at third base as it splits. They get the lead runner in Baldelli for the first out of the inning.
Michael Young was running from that bat. He's glad that ground ball wasn't to him. You'll see right here. Look out. He said he ducked, and Andrus makes this play. Hit too slowly to turn. But first pitch swinging, you see him, no chance to turn the double play.
So 1 out, Green at first, and Dustin Pedroia gets his 3rd look at Derek Holland tonight. Grounded out in the 1st inning, struck out in the 3rd inning.
All those pitchers have those ropes around their neck. You know anything about that stuff?
I know they all have them on, and apparently they add energy. At least that's the theory. I mean, all the Red Sox pitchers wear them.
Why don't we get one of those?
Actually, I do have one.
Do you really?
Yes, I do. It's a company called Fightin'.
Would you get it for nothing?
As a matter of fact, I did.
Sure you did. How come you don't feature it? Because
I'm
it's
gonna put
red?
it on right now. Yeah. It adds energy and positive energy.
Seriously?
Which I need.
Oh, yeah. I've got a ton of negative. I need positive.
You want to wear mine? It's a good look.
I don't know. I'm trying to style, man. I can't be styling with that red thing around my neck. Red and orange don't go together.
1 out Green at first, and the pitch in there for a strike. It's 1-1 now to Pedroia.
Who turned you on to that?
Josh Beckett, I think, was the guy that did his.
I've seen that commercial.
Yeah. I feel more positive already. I mean, look at you.
I like you better when you have that on.
Yeah.
But I see a lot of guys have it. You know, it's all over the league.
Bach charged here to the pitcher, Holland, and they're going to award second base to Green.
Who called the Bach? Umpire,
the first base umpire, I think.
Let's see what he tried to do here. Probably flinched on the way up. Maybe they said he broke the plane. You know, you can't go
towards the plate.
Confused. Confused there.
A major argument from the Rangers, and second base awarded to Nick Green.
We'll never know. He balked.
Pedroia lines it into left field, a base hit. Green being waved around. The Red Sox grab their second run of the night. It's 2-0. And it's Dustin Pedroia who drives it in with his 22nd RBI of the season.
Whatever he did wrong, that balk ends up costing him the next pitch he throws to Pedroia. Something a little off speed upstairs to Pedroia. This is not a fastball, I don't think. No. A little changeup that he keeps up out over the plate. Gets the ball down enough farther to the left to be an easy RBI. Boggs gets it in to hold him for a single. But the balk comes back and grabs him right away the next pitch.
So one down, Pedroia at first base. Pitch number 70 of the night. And Jacoby Ellsbury takes ball one. He's done the same thing twice. It's ground out to the shortstop, Elvis Andrus. And Ellsbury is 0 for 2.
He does something funny anyway. He hurries up to try to get the ball to the plate from the stretch. And I really don't understand why. You see a quick toss over there. It's almost like one time he would slide step, and the next time he would kick it a little higher.
Are you comfortable slide stepping?
Not at all. You know, because I had that sling. I used to sling it, and I needed time to get my arm in that slot. So it was so hard for me to hurry up and throw. And they'd give you a sign, like slide step, and I'd go, oh no, because especially with a breaking ball, I need more time for a breaking ball. You see, that time he had the high leg kick, so you can go and get anything you want. You have more time the longer your leg is up. You can go back and gather a little bit more. But when you have to hurry up and go, it always ends up being something high. You know, I couldn't keep the ball down when I had to hurry up. Makes sense? Like, hurry up, keep it down. I couldn't do it.
There's a strike, 3-1. Well, that's always been the topic conversation, is the quality of the pitch when you're in the slide step.
Right. Now, slide stepping a fastball, I could hurry up and try to act like a catcher and throw it in there. You know, like me throwing over the top. You've seen me throw. I couldn't throw over the top.
Ellsbury takes ball 4. Second walk given up by Holland. What does 79 cents get you these days? If you go to Cumberland Farms Chill Zone, it gets you a whole lot of refreshment all summer long. Mix up any drink you can think of, frozen or fountain, for just 79 cents any size. That's the Chill Zone at Cumberland Farms. 2 on, 1 away. A run in for the Red Sox, and Mike Maddox, the pitching coach for the Rangers, on the mound.
You'd think they'd get somebody up right now, because he hasn't really gone all that much. What's he got, 74 pitches? You can't let him go more than 80 anyway, wouldn't you think? 80 or 90? I mean, he hasn't really.
Well, he's pitched out of relief the last 2 times. So, I mean, he's
won 5 innings twice. this year. It's kind of funny, you know, they're talking about the Nolan Ryan thing. You saw last night where they let, it's one thing with Millwood to let him go as far as he can because he's a horse. But, you know, you can't force guys, especially this young kid, but you can't force guys to, you know, to pitch 130 pitches. It's not going to happen.
But, I mean, I guess that's the idea, though, top to bottom in the minor leagues, everywhere else, right?
Well, I think the thinking is get as many outs as you can. And so you have to be in the kind of, you know,
that mode.
Condition to be able to go as far as you can. I mean, doesn't everybody want to go as far as you can? I mean, are not the Red Sox starters in condition to go 120 pitches? I think they all are, for the most part.
But I guess it's reconditioning the thought process of not just going 100, which is where I think everybody kind of is right now.
True. But that's kind of silly to me. I don't want to, you know, poo-poo everything that's going on over there with Nolan Ryan and what he's done. But nobody else is doing it. Is it the only philosophy in all of Major League Baseball?
We'll find out.
We will find out. But they got to go to August, and everybody's going to have their tongues hanging out.
Especially in Texas.
Yes.
It's not too chilly in Texas in August.
No.
2 on 1 away. Red Sox have a run in. They lead it 2-0. Outside, ball 3. There is action now for Texas. Chris Benson about to start warming up, but he's not started yet.
He hasn't thrown one pitch yet. And he was a starting pitcher for a number of years. Most recently with Baltimore a couple years back, wasn't he? He's been hurt a lot.
The Mets, then Baltimore.
Mets, right? Sort of mop up for them for the most part this year, which is not a great position to be in. He's had some good years in his career. Sort of hanging on.
Spent time in the DL this year as well. He warms up in the pen as Holland bluffs off the backside.
Got to throw a strike. Got to throw a fastball, you would assume.
Euclid fouls it off to the right. Check out the answer to our Aflac trivia question tonight on this New Hampshire day. Who's the last New Hampshire-born player to play for the Red Sox? And the answer was Phil Plantier. He played for the Red Sox from 1990 through 1992. His fifth name always comes up, but he was actually born in Bellows Falls, Vermont.
Plantier had that funny stance.
Yes,
didn't he?
Yes. He was from Manchester, New Hampshire. There's Kevin Romine from Exeter, Rob Woodward from Hanover, Rich Gale from Portsmouth, Stan Williams from Enfield, and Bernie Freiberg from Manchester. Other Red Sox players to be born in New Hampshire. I was trying to get on the same page as Jared Saltalamacchia with his young lefty, Derek Holland. And here are those players who played for the Red Sox born in New Hampshire in the years in which they played for the Red Sox. Phil Plantier, the last, 90 through 92. 3-2. Euclid strikes out for the second time tonight. Holland picks up his 5th K, and there's 2 down.
Holland comes up with a big pitch right here. Had a conference with the catcher, and what they came up was a 3-2 little slider. Took something off, down and in. Got him out front. Big pitch for the kid. You know he's not going to go any more than this 5th inning, so this is it. He wants to make it through the 5th inning.
Jason Bay 0 for 2. He struck out, flied out. And he takes strike 1. Wind blowing out there from right to left, it appears. The outfield straight away on Bay. Pedroia at second base, Ellsbury at first base with 2 outs in the Boston fifth.
That third time around, you got to change what you've been doing. So now he's going to breaking balls.
And they've been working. It's 1-2.
You see this breaking ball. He's probably looking fastball maybe, and then he throws him a breaking ball once again. A little high breaking ball.
Line down the left field line, a foul ball. Kicks off the box seats. We'll do it again, a broken bat for Jason Bay.
He gets this fastball that just kept following him. It's a little cutter. It's almost like Lester's cutter. He's trying to throw it away. Look at that ball cut way inside. He just tried to pull his hands in enough, but it still broke his bat. Almost dunked that thing down the line there.
One and two, the count to Jason Bay. 2 outs. Red Sox have runners at first and second. Bay pops it up, foul ground. Saltalamacchia didn't see it right away, comes back and won't have a play.
Young kid has done a nice job tonight. If you think about it, he hasn't been in the big leagues very long. Comes into Fenway Park, holds his own.
Gave up the home run to Mike Lowell in the second inning. An RBI single here for Dustin Pedroia in the fifth inning. That's been it. 1-2. And Bay fouls one off and sends DeMarlo Hale ducking away in the third base coach's box.
He doesn't know quite what to throw to get Bay out. Bay's in his pull mode right there. Oh my goodness. That's so dangerous down that third base line.
Runners go on the 1-2, and it's inside and low for ball 2. Double steal. Pedroia takes third. Ellsbury takes second.
And they had been measuring him over the past 3 or 4 deliveries. That high leg kick right there. They said, now we're going to go. Good time to go. Breaking ball in the dirt. No chance. Double steal. I have a tendency to totally forget about the runners. I did when I used to pitch. I'm trying to focus on this last out. I got to get this guy out.
In on the hands and fouled off to the right. 2-2 still. Pitch count rising now for Holland. He's up to 90 pitches. This pitch should be his 90th.
They stretched him out more than they wanted to. You know, I look at the dugout there, and I was thinking it last night. There's just no panic, sort of, with how they're handling their pitching staff. Remember, they didn't have Francisco get up in the 9th inning last night. There was a save out there, and I was scratching my head why he didn't get up. He had not pitched the day before. Did you scratch your head?
I did. I thought he'd be up.
I thought he'd be up.
I did a lot of scratching.
They were just so calm and collected. Even in the 8th inning, they just let Millwood go out there and get in trouble. I said, how long are they going to go with him? And that's why they have the least amount of innings in the bullpen this year, because they're stretching their starters out as long as they can. I don't know how long they can do that. Changeup.
Bay to left. It's in for a hit. Pedroia scores. Behind him is Ellsbury. Bay knocks in a pair, and the Red Sox lead it 4-0. Very nice at bat for Jason Bay, and he delivers with 2 more RBIs.
The balk came back to haunt Holland, and now the double steal comes back to haunt him. Good at bat by Bay right here. Fouling a ton of balls off, popping them back, pulling them foul, and he finally gets a changeup here. Middle changeup, 85 right there, and does a nice piece of work on it. Base hit, 2 RBIs. It's a big hit. It's always a big hit with 2 outs. But what a great at bat he gave.
Well, Bay, after striking out and flying out, hung in there, fouled off a bunch of pitches, and drives in 2. That's the night for Holland. The pitching change from Fenway Park. Red Sox now on top 4-0. Dunkin' Donuts musical montage, and the montage tonight for Lester. He's retired the first 15 batters. He's had to sit a while, a 21-minute wait at the moment. The pitching change for the Texas Rangers. The new pitcher is Chris Benson, who appears in his 8th game. Spent time in the DL earlier this season with right elbow tendonitis. Made 1 rehab start. Now pitching out of the bullpen for the first time in his career. Did that back on May 7th. Originally signed as a non-roster invitee to spring training. And into this game in the 5th inning with 2 outs, 3 runs in, and the Red Sox on top 4-0. Lowell to right. Nelson Cruz has it lined up as he ducks back to reel in out number 3. The Red Sox score 3 times and take a 4-0 lead to the 6th inning. Chris Davis leads it off in the 6th inning as Lester deals a swing and a miss. He's retired the first 15 batters that he's faced tonight. A 24-minute wait between his last out in the 5th and his first pitch in the 6th. You wonder what kind of effect that'll have on him.
Well, what happens is you run out there quick and then you try, because he runs every time out to the mound. You get a couple extra pitches. That's all it takes sometimes.
It's 1-2. He's got 9 strikeouts.
That's a funny pitch right there. You see, it might have been like a turn me over, a little sinker there, down and in. Pitch we haven't seen all night. Davis didn't know what to do with it.
Almost went after that, held off, and the count evens at 2-2.
We always know he's had that cutter all the time, you know, for the most part. What I've seen more often this year and most recently is that curveball. When that curveball comes around, the punch outs start coming too.
Outside corner, strike 3. It's 10 strikeouts for Lester. 1 down in the 6th inning.
Lester's so incredible tonight because he's got command of everything. He's throwing his curveball anytime he wants, and then he could dot the corner anytime you want.
The Amica Pitch Zone is brought to you by Amica Insurance. Get the right auto and home coverage at amicacoverage.com. And here it is again.
And Davis doesn't know what he's going to throw. He's seen his curveball, and then he sees his fastball right on the black.
Saltalamacchia lifts a fly ball to center, playable for Ellsbury. And there's 2 outs in the 6th inning.
And that is such a beautiful thing, just to throw one pitch. Forget about punch outs for a while. You got to worry about the pitch count. It's working out nicely. 58 pitches.
41 of the 58 for strikes. He's at 70%, and that's where he's been living most of the night.
Isn't that nice to do? You punch the guy out. Next guy hits the first pitch out.
2 down here in the inning. Elvis Andrus, who flied out to center field in the 3rd inning.
I don't blame them swinging early if you think about it. You don't want to punch out.
Nothing but strikes. You don't want to get too far behind. There's another one.
A little get me over breaking ball. That's not even a good one. That's just like, here, I'm going to throw a strike with it. The punch out one as hard as you can in the dirt.
Move Ellsbury to right center. Gap out in left center field for Andrus to go the other way. And it's down and in for ball 1. Look at the defensive alignment. To right, not hit hard, but Baldelli coming in to make the running catch. A 1-2-3 6th. A 4-0 Red Sox lead. Bottom of the 6th inning back at Fenway. David Ortiz leads it off for the Red Sox. David has been on twice tonight. A single in the 2nd inning, a walk in the 4th inning. Red Sox leading it 4-0 as they bat in the 6th. Chris Benson has been on since the 5th inning at the final out of the 5th. All the runs tonight charged to the Texas starter Derek Holland, who went the first 4 2/3, giving up 6 hits and 4 runs. He walked 2 and struck out 5.
He just couldn't get it all the way in. That last out was tough. The 5th inning, it cost him 2 runs. A great at bat by Bay. We'll go back to this game. That may be the key at bat of the game so far.
And the night for John Lester, which has been amazing so far, as Ortiz down the right field line. Will it stay fair? Yes, and it's gone. Second home run of 2009 for David Ortiz. Oh, what a welcome sight for Red Sox Nation. Big Papi's gone deep.
Big Papi, they try to trick him there with a high changeup. He was all over this changeup.
Only question, would it stay fair down that right field line in the pesky pole? And it hits off the pole.
He hits a rope right down the right field line. You see this high changeup. and he just yanks it down the line. You're hoping this ball stays fair, and you'll see it hits a foul pole, boom, and kicks to the right. Doesn't get any closer than that. You know your luck has changed when you hit the foul pole.
Varitek 1 for 2. God wants Poppy to come back out again. They're standing at Fenway Park for David Ortiz, and here he comes. They have been behind him every step of the way, and nothing has changed.
Yeah. Tito forced him to go out there, grabbed him by the uniform and told him, get out there.
With that home run, David Ortiz moves to 9th in Red Sox all-time history. Had been tied with Carlton Fisk. A 2-1 to the captain. Is on the ground foul, and it's 2-2. Red Sox with 2 home runs tonight. David Ortiz most recently here in the 6th inning. Mike Lowell back in the 2nd inning. A home run that was reviewed by the umpiring crew and correctly called a home run. Varitek fouls it off, and we'll do it again, 3-2. For Mike Lowell, his 9th home run of the year. For the Red Sox, a 5-0 advantage as they bat here in the bottom of the 6th. Ball 4. Hey fans, our Nesson cameras are over at the Times tonight. This video coverage from earlier, located at 112 Broad Street in Boston. You should go by where they always serve an honest brew with a big taste and a nice finish. Visit the Times to catch all your baseball action. Looks like everyone's having a pretty good time tonight over there. Having a good time in here as we move with 1 on and nobody out to Rocco Baldelli, who lined out to right in the 2nd, singled in the 5th, and has 1 of 7 Red Sox hits. It's outside. It's ball 2. We saw Elijah Dushku earlier. Jessica Biel is also in the house here at Fenway Park. The chairman of the Red Sox, Tom Werner.
He brings a lot of them here, doesn't he?
He does. Baldelli takes a strike over the outside corner, and it's 2-1.
I'm watching Benson pitch right now. There's not a lot of energy in him. He just doesn't seem sort of, he's just sort of going around, about the motions here. He's like sort of robotic. Doesn't really have any energy.
The relief is certainly a strange thing for him after starting for so many years.
Doesn't seem real thrilled out there. I don't know. His body language is just, I don't feel any energy from him. Not that it matters. I'm looking for energy from, it's. See him just flip that stuff up there.
Back-to-back walks after the home run.
He seemed real concerned.
As Mike Maddox comes out, it's time for a game break, and Tom Caron, TC. Okay, Tom, thanks very much. Here at Fenway Park, it is 5-0. The Red Sox on top on a night when John Lester has retired the first 18 batters that he has faced in this game. He has struck out 10 along the way and has thrown 61 pitches through the first 6 innings and sits alone in the Red Sox dugout. He's been alone for the last couple of innings.
It's like there's nobody in the dugout.
Alone in the dugout, alone in his thoughts right now. 2 on, nobody out. And Nick Green jolts one to center field. Marlon Byrd backpedaling. Makes the catch as tagging at second base, and heading to third is Varitek. He'll get there standing. 1 out now in the inning.
Productive out there by Nick Green, even though it's an out. Fly ball to center.
I want to remind you that Dunkin' Donuts is in its 10th year of hosting local youth groups and charitable organizations in the Dunkin' Dugout, a special seating section at Fenway Park. Thousands of children have had the chance to catch a Boston Red Sox home game thanks to Dunkin' Donuts. And they're seeing a great one here tonight so far. With 1 out in the 6th inning, Dustin Pedroia bats. And takes strike 1.
A little high strike.
Pedroia grounded out in the first. He struck out in the third, singled to drive in a run in the 5th, and mixed in a stolen base. Varitek at third base. Baldelli crossed the diamond at first base.
Well, Benson doesn't have a lot to work with. If you see, he's throwing the ball with 91 miles an hour or whatever it is. Doesn't have a whole lot of movement on it. It's got a little breaking ball. Not the same pitcher that he was when he was #1 draft choice with Pittsburgh Pirates many, many years ago. See a hanging breaking ball right there.
Popped up foul and out of play.
This ball just two hangs too much. Got a pretty good swing at it. That ball breaks a little bit more. He's going to smoke that ball. But you don't just see a lot of energy from a pitcher. You know, I just gave up a home run, walked 2 guys. I'm going to give me some emotion. I mean, I'd be snapping my glove at the ball. I would be upset with myself. He seems too calm for me. Things aren't going that well right now.
You're not enjoying his even keelness.
No,
is what you're
not
saying.
at all. Not at all.
You're not feeling it.
I'm not feeling it.
Pedroia bloops it to right. It's in for a hit. Tried to deke Varitek, who got a late start. Cruz's throw is a good one, but Veritek's in, and the Red Sox lead it 6-0. Little deking right by Cruz, and Varitek appeared to buy it at first, and then just slips in to score the Red Sox 6th run.
Wow, if he got thrown out at the plate, that would have been a strange play. A little weak fly ball. He took, you see Cruz coming in here, acts like he's going to catch this ball, puts his glove up. I guess he went for that deke. Then you see a throw to the plate. In the air all the way, he gets in. This throw, I had a shot at him at the plate because he threw this ball all the way in the air. Varitek just gets in there.
Got the bat in the way, too, to make matters worse.
You don't see that very often.
So second hit, second RBI of the night for Pedroia. And here's Jacoby Ellsbury. Red Sox lead at 6-0 on 8 hits. Ellsbury to center field. Marlon Byrd coming in. So is Cruz. And it's Byrd who makes the catch for the second out of the inning. Well, fans, on June 18th, the NHL Awards Show in Las Vegas, the Bruins players Tim Thomas, Zdeno Chara, and Coach Claude Julien have the chance to take home some hardware. You have a chance to win a trip for 2 to the show that includes 2 round-trip tickets to Las Vegas, 2 nights at Caesars Palace, and 2 tickets to the awards show. To enter the Boston Bruins Foundation NHL Awards Show triple trip raffle, visit bostonbruins.com now. Kevin Youkilis is 0 for 3, but all of that was against Derek Holland tonight. Lined out to center and struck out twice against the Rangers left-hander. Now deals with the right-hander in Chris Benson. It's on the corner for strike 1. Youkilis lifts this to left, and it'll grab the wall. From second comes Baldelli. Throw goes to second. Youkilis gets trapped, but the ball gets away. And from third comes Pedroia. 2 runs in. It's 8-0 Boston.
Boy, Youkilis gets lucky there that Kinsler can't handle the throw from left field. Because he pulls up. He was going to try to go for 2 on this ball. You see a hanging breaking ball once again. He's lucky this ball is not in the seats. This is a double down the line, off the wall. There's a play at second base. Youkilis stops halfway between first and second. Kinsler can't handle the throw from left field, and the run scores anyway.
They charge the error to the left fielder Brandon Boggs on the throw.
He probably would have got in a run down anyway if he had picked that ball, Kinsler. And then it would have been an attempt for the guy at third base to try to score on a rundown.
And instead, that guy scores, and Dustin Pedroia on the error by Boggs. So 1 RBI for Youkilis. And an 8-0 Red Sox lead. This one fouled off. Another long wait for John Lester, who has retired. The first 18 batters that he has faced tonight. Has 10 strikeouts. This is a second straight inning in which he's been in there a while to think it over. Fly ball down the left field line. Boggs towards the seats. Makes the catch. Well, this is the story tonight from Fenway Park through the first 6 innings. It's a lot of zeros up there. It's 8-0 Red Sox.
Nine punchouts, 10 punchouts.
Ian Kinsler leads it off for the Texas Rangers in the 7th inning. An 18-minute wait for John Lester. Had a 24-minute wait the inning before. So he's waited a lot, but his offense has collected 8 runs in the process.
He's got it going on.
This is the closest thing all night, and it is a fly ball to short right. Baldelli got a good break and was there to make the catch. Along the way, Lester's had 10 strikeouts and thrown just 63 pitches. Here he is in the 7th. And his 0-2 is a line drive to Pedroia for out number 1. Sinking liner at that, but Pedroia stays with it and grabs it in the air, 1 down.
He tries to throw a high fastball out of the zone, gets it down a little bit more than he would really want to. You see Baratek standing up. Kinsler puts a good stroke on this ball. Line drive to Pedroia. See high fastball. Didn't hit it as hard as it sounded. And, you know, sort of hooked down a little bit on him.
There's not been a great deal of contact, but there was some there. And there's one out from Michael Young to left center field, and this is going to get in to the track and the wall, and it is Michael Young who breaks up the no-hit bid tonight for John Lester, who's making a bid for his second no-hitter in 2 years. And the Fenway faithful let him know what they think.
And they should, because that is as dominant as you can get for 6 innings. I mean, that was some kind of performance.
So 6 1/3. He retired 6 1/3, perfect at that. He had retired 19 batters in a row to start his night, and a double by Michael Young. And you figure the kind of hitter that Michael Young is, he's the one that breaks it up.
You know, you're bound to lose your edge right here. He throws him a fastball down and in, try to throw a strike to get going. Left it out over the plate a little bit. Michael Young's just too good of a hitter. Smokes this ball into the gap. But what a performance for 6 1/3 innings. And you can't help but think that the last couple innings, 21 minutes, 27 minutes, had a lot to do with that.
See if he can pick up where he left off. How big a deal is it to be working from the full wind until the 7th inning and now be working from the stretch all of a sudden?
Well, it's going to be difficult from the stretch. I mean, if you haven't done it all night, it really is going to be difficult. But once again, it's 8-0. It's not such a bad thing.
Room to breathe.
A lot of room.
That's the thing. You think about some of the bids in the past for the Red Sox and how close those games were at times. The one that jumps out at me was the Curt Schilling 8 2/3 bid in Oakland, where it was a 1-0 game. I mean, you're also dealing with winning the game.
You know, that's
the end.
But that's what makes you focus, though. You know, you want more runs, sure, but I'll tell you what, when it is a 1-0 game, you are every pitch you're concerned. Not so much about a hit, but to win the game.
His 2-1 misses as he falls behind Andrew Jones, 3-1. This is pitch number 70 of the night. Jones grounds it foul.
I've never seen anything quite like it. You know, the thing that I have never seen is 10 punch outs and the amount of pitches. That to me was incredible.
10 strikeouts and 61 pitches.
I mean, it takes 3 pitches to strike somebody out. There's 30 right there, right? Half of the pitches.
12 Ks from last time out, 10 Ks tonight. And it's ball 4. As down to first base goes Andrew Jones, the first walk given up by Lester.
You're bound to be out of sync. You haven't been in the stretch all night long. And then the adrenaline kind of goes from you a little bit. And you got an 8-0 lead, so it's kind of tough to refocus again.
The last lefty for the Red Sox to go back-to-back outings with 10 strikeouts or more, as Lester has done in the last 2 outings. Going to go back to 1986. Bruce Hurst did it. The 10th and 16th.
That big curveball he had.
Nelson Cruz takes strike 1. He is struck out, flied out to right. Lester came in at 4-5 into tonight's outing. When you think back to last year, there were a couple of things that happened to him that turned around his season, and certainly one of them was the no-hitter against Kansas City at Fenway Park, and then off he went.
Right. That was May 19th, and he went from there.
You get the feeling that that last outing in Toronto may have done it this year.
I mean, he's a confident guy to begin with. I mean, he you know, that never, to me, watching him pitch, that never faltered. He's had confidence all along. He's just had an inning where it just got away from him. There's some left-handed, you know, you talk about going to Seattle and giving up 2 home runs to Ichiro, which is strange in itself. Ichiro's not a home run hitter, and he's a left-handed hitter. He's had no business, you'd think, hitting a home run off of Lester. And he's given up home runs to left-handers, I think 5 or 6 of them. The home run ball has been, strange this year for him, but to me, his confidence has never faltered at all. I mean, he still pounds, he goes after guys. But these last 2 performances are incredible.
He's got 1 out here, runners at first and second, a 2-2 pitch to Nelson Cruz. And he fights it off foul. Still throwing hard, 95, and that last delivery.
Now these Texas Rangers, they're not afraid to punch out either. They might be leading the American League, but almost leading the American League in strikeouts.
Short right field, Baldelli coming in. And he makes the catch for the second out here in the 7th inning. Well, stay with us immediately following the game tonight for WB Mason's Extra Innings with TC, Jim, and Heidi. You'll get Terry Francona's live press conference after this game 2 of the series, and Jim will break down John Lester's performance tonight, plus all the reaction from the Sox clubhouse in our KFC Clubhouse Uncut segment. It's all coming up right after the game with TC, Jim, and Heidi. Now, John Lester tonight, perfect through 6 1/3 innings. Gives up a double to Michael Young and breaks it up. A walk after that. Now a fly out to right for Cruz. 2 down, 2 on. And Marlon Byrd is 0 for 2 in the game. And down on the count, 0-1.
A little changeup right there. I haven't seen too many of those. And he's got it all. When you have changeups, you could throw a changeup like that, along with that hook and the cutter and the 95. You've got it all.
Bird fouls it off and is down 0-2. Only 2 ground ball outs along the way. Everything else has either been in the air or a strikeout. And this is pitch 80 for John Lester tonight.
Hasn't had a strikeout for a while. He's due for one. Something down and in. No, got him away. Yes.
Strike 3, 11 Ks for Lester. Perfect game, no hitter by the boards, with a shutout intact. It's 8-0 Red Sox. And it's time for a Sports Desk update with Cole Wright. Bottom of the 7th inning back at Fenway as Mike Lowell takes strike one. Chris Benson back on the mound for the Rangers. He's been in since the 5th inning and surrendered 4 runs in the 6th. That has the Red Sox on top 8-0 as they bat in the 7th. Lowell takes ball 1. Well, if you're just joining us tonight, John Lester was perfect through 6 1/3 innings. Gives up a double to Michael Young to break it up after he retired the first 19 batters in a row. 10 strikeouts along the way. He adds another K as part of the 7th inning and has struck out 11 tonight. But it's Young who breaks it up with a double to the gap in left center.
Well, if the Red Sox hadn't taken so long to score those 7 runs the last 2 innings, I think we'd still have a no-hitter intact. I really do.
A long time to sit and think.
Should be mad at his club for taking so long scoring those runs. Yeah, it's Benson's fault is what it is. But to think of the 1-2 punch that the Red Sox have, you know, we saw Beckett almost throw a no-no in Detroit, and you got a guy like these 2 guys are capable of throwing a no-hitter at any time. So I want to watch them pitch every time they come to the mound. I want to see these guys pitch.
It's sort of the way you thought it was going to be when the season started, and now here it is. Took a little while to get it to this point.
Well, you're seeing it.
As down to first base goes Mike Lowell, the leadoff walk. Well, tomorrow on the Ultimate Red Sox Show, Heidi's Top 9 Countdown of all things Sox includes the team's best plays of May, a pre-draft preview of Tony Sanchez, the catching prospect from BC, and the great Fenway Park Writers Series tribute to Jackie Robinson. Join Heidi for the Ultimate Red Sox Show tomorrow at noon, just before live Sox Rangers coverage begins.
I can't get over, Beckett and Lester, because recently, just Beckett, his last start, now you see this one. I mean, how special that is to have 2 guys like that. Nobody has 2 guys like that dominant at this time in the game. You tell me. I don't want to ask any questions.
No, I'm with
it's hard.
you.
I mean, there's not too many teams that can feature these 2 guys.
And they both have it going.
They're special pitchers.
Ortiz has had a special night. David singled to right in the 2nd. He walked in the 4th inning and then homered in the 6th inning. His 2nd home run of 2009. Hit the pesky pole down the right field line.
So you get a couple hits, that average goes up real quick. The Mendoza line is a stinker.
More action for Texas. A right-hander is up. Mathis. He was recalled on Wednesday from Oklahoma City. Ortiz with a swing and a miss. He strikes out for the first out in the 7th inning. It's the first strikeout for Chris Benson.
We're seeing the ball good all night long until this last pitch. Ball down the dirt. Not even close.
So 1 out, Mike Lowell at first base, and Jason Varitek the batter. Varitek has single, reached on a fielder's choice, and walked. He's been aboard 3 times in the game tonight. Davis not holding on. Lowell at first base. Red Sox on top 8-0 as they bat in the 7th. Varitek hits one to left. Brandon Boggs onto the base of the track to make the catch for out number 2. Introducing the new $5 Red Sox instant game from the Mass State Lottery. You can win Red Sox season's tickets for life and up to $1 million instantly. Get yours today. For details, visit masslottery.com. There's 2 outs here in the 7th inning. Mike Lowell at first base. And Rocco Baldelli stands in. Fly ball to center field. Marlon Byrd. makes the catch that ends the inning. Leadoff walk wasted for the Red Sox, but they lead at 8-0 at the end of 7. Covidien is a proud sponsor of the Boston Red Sox and the Red Sox Foundation, helping to raise money for life-saving cancer research. 8th inning back at Fenway Park, and back to Lester off the bat of Boggs to first for the out. One pitch, one out in the 8th, and 81 pitches thrown by Lester through 7 1/3 innings now.
It's a nice way to start the 8th inning if you're trying to complete a game. One pitch, one out.
The percentage of strikes thrown, we've mentioned it a lot tonight. He's been at 70% throughout the night. 81 pitches, 57 strikes right now. And another strike as Davis swings and misses. 11 strikeouts for Lester. And it's 0-2. Davis has been here before. He struck out in the 3rd, he struck out in the 6th, and now he's down 0-2 in the 8th.
A good chance he might strike out here.
You're starting to follow along.
I got it.
Oh, it was ball 1, 1-2. He didn't go.
Davis, a young kid, hadn't been in the big leagues very long. Last year he hit, I think, 17 home runs for them. So now he's got the job at first base. But I don't know how long they could stay with him. I mean, you can't go out there and punch out 200 times unless you hit 40 jacks. But he may hit 40. Who knows?
Does have 12 home runs as he fouls it back.
Looks like a good first baseman. Not like he's going to hurt you at first.
First miscue of the year here last night. It's not costly as the Rangers came away with the win. Wow. Almost in there on the breaking ball, and it's 2-2 as Lester went back to the curveball.
See a breaking ball right here. He ducks out of the way here, thinking that it's going to hit him. Ball's up a little bit. Got no chance if that ball's a strike.
If it's me, I got to have it.
Yeah.
2-2.
Now you want everything, huh? Doesn't take long. Next thing you know, you want everything.
3-2 is a full count. Starting to rub off.
I'm the one that's
the only
supposed to get
difference
it.
is you're a Hall of Fame pitcher.
I'm supposed to get it.
This one is popped up into shallow right. Pedroia ducking back.
Oh.
Made it interesting, but puts it away. 2 down. Tomorrow afternoon at 12:30, live from Yawkey Way, it's Olympia Sports presents the Boston Globe's Red Sox Game Day live with TC, Tony Maserati, Heidi, Eck, and me. You'll get a preview of the Sox-Yankees series that begins on Tuesday here at Fenway. Plus, as the amateur draft approaches on Tuesday, a look back at the 2005 draft for the Sox. And you won't want to miss our live coverage of the Red Sox Scholars Ceremony here at Fenway Park tomorrow. It's all coming up at 12:30 live from Yawkey Way. 2 outs in the 8th. Jared Saltalamacchia takes ball 1.
The last pop up to Pedroia. He looked at Youkilis. Youkilis looked at him, and then he had to find it. He thought Youkilis was going to get it.
A lot of looking going on.
Yeah, and that happened earlier. Maybe a couple weeks ago, that ball dropped. I think Bailey was playing first when Pedroia looked at him, and it just sort of dropped. That never happened.
To third, gathered by Lowell. The good toss across, and it's a 1-2-3-8. An 8-0 Red Sox lead after 7.5. Should go by where they always serve an honest brew with a big taste and nice finish. Visit the Times to catch all your baseball action. Looks like everyone's having a pretty good time over there tonight. It's 8-0 here inside Fenway Park. Red Sox on top. This call to the bullpen is brought to you by New England Ford dealers. And the new pitcher is Doug Mathis. After 2 1/3 innings from Chris Benson. Strike 1 to Nick Green.
First look at Mathis. No one's really seen him.
His totals coming in. We mentioned earlier that he was recalled from Oklahoma City on Wednesday. Started 10 games with the Red Hawks this season. Had a total of 8 games last year in the big leagues with Texas. Nick Green goes around and strikes out to open up the bottom of the 8th.
Tight little breaking ball there that Green can't hold up. Hadn't seen his breaking ball yet. Gets 2 strikes on him. Can't hold up. This ball's way outside. Got it started. Couldn't hold it back.
One down for Dustin Pedroia, who has 2 hits and 4 at-bats tonight. Also 2 runs batted in. The hits are singles. Fly ball this time to center field. And Marlon Byrd makes the catch, 2 down. So Mathis is coming in and getting outs. He's got 2 outs here in the 8th, and Jacoby Ellsbury coming up. Chris Benson, while he was in there in 2 1/3 innings, gave up 4 runs on 3 hits, walked 3, struck out 1.
Didn't seem really upset about it. He just sort of went about his business, didn't he? I would have been fuming. But then again, I was a little too emotional.
You weren't exactly even keel, right?
I don't want to give up anything, you know, let alone walk 2 guys, give up a bomb.
Ellsbury goes around 1 and 2.
I'm thinking it'd be interesting to see what happens tomorrow with Daisuke. You know, this club today, they just saw Lester. They're swinging the bats, you know, letting it go. You wonder what kind of approach they'll have to Daisuke tomorrow, because you know he needs to get a good game under his belt to move this starting rotation along in the positive direction.
Kinsler gets Ellsbury. Wow.
Oh, is he safe?
1, 2, 3, 8th on to the 9th. 8-0 Boston. Eight 0 Red Sox on top. First pitch of the 9th inning, and the 91st pitch of the night for John Lester, who's fouled off. Lester was perfect tonight through 6 1/3 innings. Retired the first 19 Texas Rangers that he faced before a 1-out double by Michael Young to the gap in left center field broke it up. The 0-1 is in the dirt, and it's a ball and a strike to Elvis Andrus.
To me, this game that he's thrown tonight is every bit, if not better, than the no-hitter he threw against Kansas City last year. To me, more dominant. You know, the punch-outs just seemed like it just seemed a lot easier for him tonight. He just did whatever he wanted to do.
A lot of swing and miss tonight. Total of 11 strikeouts.
Seems like he's dominant. How can you say he's more dominant than he was in that no-no?
You just did.
I know. I just.
I know what you're getting at, though.
Don't you?
Yeah.
To me, it's his pitches. He had all of his pitches. That curveball was just the way they swung at that curveball in the dirt tonight. Not even close, and they're hacking at it, making people look silly.
It's a full count now to Andrus.
And I think this is a better lineup tonight than he faced against Kansas City, which has something to do with it, making this a much better game. I mean, not a much better game, but
a much better hitter in Michael Young, who broke it up. Down and in, it's ball 4 to the backstop as Andrus will take first base. Second walk given up by Lester.
He's not finished with this game yet. I hate to be talking about this game. It's not even done yet, but
coming up after the game, stay tuned for Granite City Electric's Red Sox final. You'll have a chance to be a part of the show. Visit NESN.com now to submit your questions to the NESN.com inbox. DC and Jim will answer your questions, plus Major League Baseball highlights, including David Price taking on CC Sabathia in the Bronx this afternoon, and a preview of tomorrow's series finale with the Rangers. It's all coming up after the game on NESN. Elvis Sanders walks to begin things in the 9th. Ian Kinsler is 0 for 3 in the game. First action of the game in the Red Sox pen is Takashi Saito.
You know, no sense making him struggle through this 9th inning. Shutout is really not that important. Nowadays, shutouts don't mean anything for the most part. Complete games don't really mean much. You know, you talk about guys in the olden days, all the shutouts you see. You go look at all the Hall of Famers, some of these guys, 50, 60, 70 shutouts. You know, you won't see that anymore. We talked about 300 wins. How about shutouts? Come on. Nobody's going to get any shutouts. You lead the league with 1.
And the complete game is long gone.
Long gone.
Roy Howard is about it. He's ahead 1-2. This is the 100th pitch of the night for John Lester. Inside to Kinsler, and it's 2-2.
See that ball biting down and in.
Fights it off foul, still 2-2. On deck is Michael Young. Only hit tonight for the Texas Rangers, a double in the 7th. Red Sox have out-hit the Rangers 9-1. They lead 8-0. And a leadoff walk for Andrus. And a 2-2 now to Kinsler. Nubbed off the end of the bat. Lester Fields will go to first with it for the out. And that's what they need right now is outs. And there's one.
Good breaking ball there by Lester. Get a little squibbler back to the mound. Got an out, trying to get through this inning. Still in good shape with 102 pitches.
So 1 out, Andrus now in scoring position at second base, and here's Michael Young. Kind of ruined the party tonight with his double in the 7th inning.
The first pitch fastball to hit it in the gap.
On the ground this time, and again the base hit into left field. Andrus being stopped at third base, gathered quickly by Bay. Second hit off Lester. Both belong to Michael Young.
One guy ruining your night, Michael Young right here. Luckily the run didn't score to keep the shutout intact. A double play ball right here will end it.
John Farrell on the phone as Takashi Saito continues to warm up. Andrew Jones, the batter, has struck out twice and walked against Lester. Fly ball struck well out towards left center field. Ellsbury headed back onto the track to make the catch. But tagging and scoring from third is Elvis Andrus. And the shutout goes by the boards. The Rangers are on the board. with their first run of the night, but they're now 2 outs in the 9th.
So much for the shutout right here. He goes after Jones with a fastball, and he hits a fly ball, sacrifice fly. No big deal. Still a great performance. A complete game after an out. At least you get something out of this thing. Would be his first complete game in quite some time.
Outside for ball 1 to Nelson Cruz. Swing and a miss, and it's a ball and a strike. Lester at 106 right now, with 2 outs in the 9th inning. In the air to center field, Jacoby Ellsbury sizes it up and puts it away. A complete game victory tonight for John Lester. He was perfect through 6 1/3, had it broken up by Michael Young in the 7th, but hangs in there. Gives up just a 1 run here in the 9th inning, and picks up his 5th win of the year.